So today we're going to be doing a showcase on the newest SSR here. Her name is Lina, and she's actually one of the 3 units you can actually pull in the beginner summoning banner. Now she is a water mage and she's actually very strong, guys. Let's go over her passive real quick. As long as her HP is over 70%, her magic attack is increased by 15%, and at the end of her action, whenever she does an active attack, she gets to move again. And this is actually so good. This character is so broken, guys. I didn't think she was going to be this good, but let's go ahead and try her out so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. But before we do that, I want to go over her ratings on her stats. So she's rated a B for her HP, C for physical attack, S magical attack, beautiful, C for physical defense, S for magical defense, and A for crit, which is really good. Now she is slacking in the physical defense department. She might get hit a little bit hard, so you want to make sure she's not really too close to any of those warriors or assassins. Alright, so this unit is actually so strong that they didn't even give her third ability. But when I first started this, guys, I actually thought, oh, okay, she might need a little bit of help. But no, they actually set this up pretty well. This is the free trial, so you guys can go ahead and try her out yourselves. But I'm doing this just to showcase her. So let's go over her first ability real quick, guys, that we're going to be using. It's called the Magic of Freezing. So this basically is going to do an AoE damaging ability to all units within this range, which has a pretty wide range, and it also applies slow. Now slow is actually really good because it decreases the movement of a character by 1, and this is slow 1, and there's slow 2 and 3, and you guys know slow 2 removes 2 mobility and so on and so forth. So this ability is going to be really good in PvE stages. That's not that you're not going against a big boss that's just standing in one spot. You're going to be when you have lots of enemies like this, where you can mess up their movement, and in PvP. So this unit has uses in both cases here. So let's go ahead and use this ability here, so you guys can see what this is going to look like, and that is the range here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and attack, and then boom, and then mages actually get another turn whenever they use an ability, and they're done. So because of that, we can actually move out of danger and go onto this tile that doesn't have any red on it, and we'll be safe. Now all these units have this speed debuff on them, and they're all loaded by 1, and we did some decent damage to them as well while dodging everyone on our second turn. So we went ahead and dodged. Not even assassins could get to us, guys, and we all know assassins have a great range. And now we are able to use her ultimate here, guys. This is where it actually gets really insane, because you guys saw on the first ability it actually had a pretty good range for you to hit your the enemies. Well, in this one it actually amplifies even more, and so does the slowing and stuff. So in this one it's an AoE ability that does damage, and she applies slow 2, so she removes 2 mobility from the character, and also puts panic 2, which basically makes him take about 20% more damage, and the debuffs stay on him for 2 turns. So check this out, guys. Here it goes. Boom. Look at the range on this thing, man. It's pretty wide. You could actually even set it up here, so I can actually hit everyone here. So now that I'm gonna hit everyone here, it's gonna just basically destroy everyone here, and it's also gonna hit him, and it's gonna reduce his mobility. So watch how this red square around here is actually gonna shrink, because he's gonna have -2, and that'll give us the ability to go again, because mages innately have that. And now this is his red square radius, and we can actually move here and here, and he won't be able to hit us, and we'll be fine. So that is the good beautiful thing about lowering someone's mobility, guys. But we'll just go as far as we can, just to make sure he doesn't reach us, even though we already knew he wouldn't. So now we're gonna use her passive here, guys. Well, we've already been using her passive because she's at over 100 HP. She will get a damage boost. For us in this case, they gave us a maxed out Lina, so we'll get a 15% magic attack power boost. But remember, guys, the caveat is that you want to have her over 70%, because if not, she won't get the boost. Now the good thing about this passive ability is the fact that after you use an active attack, which is your standard attack like this, she will get an extra turn. So this character is so mobile, it's ridiculous. Like I said, it's gonna be good in PvE and PvP in those stages, but I don't really see it being as useful when you're going against bosses. So again, he tried to move up and he really couldn't hit us, but we can do the same thing again, and we can just attack him again. But we killed him here, but if we really wanted to, we could have actually just stepped right out of the circle and we would have been fine. But yeah, that's a little showcase on her abilities and stuff. But yeah, she's really good. She does have a lot of upsides, guys, but she does have some downsides. But let's finish going over her abilities, and then we'll talk about that after. So some of the abilities we haven't gone over that she has here on her kit, it's called the Magic Frozen. It's basically a single target damaging ability that also applies mana defense shred by 30%, which is really good, and also has a really high multiplier of 1.5 times damage. So that's really good. Now she also has a passive ability that increases her damage by 20% more if the enemy has slow on them. So this is really good, and this actually works with big bosses. As long as you have the slow debuff on them, she will get an increase. So that makes up for her kit just trying to put slow on them and on big bosses. And because some big bosses don't move, she will get that damage increase, so that actually makes up for it. Now to go even deeper, guys, in her talent tree, she does have an ability here where after she uses a skill, she will just automatically apply slow to enemies within 3 spaces of her. And then we have Freezing Blood, which is a single target ability, does damage to the enemy and does 30% more damage to the enemy that is slowed, and also seals them, which basically makes them not be able to use their passive abilities, which is these abilities here in the gray. That is a very good ability, guys. So not only does she bring like the AoE, she's bringing some crazy single target abilities. Now the range on this is 2 tiles, so you know, regular range. And then we got the Magic of Freezing, which is the one we showed earlier, the very first ability in the showcase. Now another good thing, guys, is that Lina, it has water leader skill, so she's actually very good. Of course, you know, the leader skill gives you 10% stat boost across the board, and the second part of her leader skill is actually pretty nuts because she's gonna be giving 15% increase in physical and magical penetration to your entire teammate. So that is really good, guys. More shredding means more damage for your allies to do to the enemies, so that's actually spectacular. Then we got a single target hard hitting ability here as well, with a high multiplier here of 1.5 times, and it is a single target ability, guys, but she is applying slow 3 now, which basically enables an enemy target to be rendered useless, like they can't even move, right? So it's kind of wild, and you can really control the field on top of with her mobility. It gets really insane with this character. We also have a passive ability here where she's gonna be decreasing the magic defense of someone that's around her. That's going to be continuous going, but then we also have her ultimate here, which is called the Heavy Snowfall of Ice, and we already saw that, guys. Huge AoE damage, decent multiplier, but gives that big AoE damage and the damage amplifying debuff that gives the enemy to be able to take 20% more damage, which is kind of bonkers. Now this unit is actually summonable right now. They did come up with her banner just now. She's really good, guys, but because she's going to be rotational, and most of these characters are going to be rotational, I would say it's up to you if you want to summon her or not. I would always advise to, you know, always go for the newer and more exciting units, because this unit you can actually try to get in the beginning of the game or try to reroll for early on. But it's like I said, she is a great unit. If you want to decide to roll for her, it's up to you. The new units, I'm always going for the new shiny toys, right? So now I actually don't have Lina, but as far as me going over her kit, she is an amazing mage unit. She provides a lot of CC with a lot of mobility. She provides a lot of damage, also a good amount of supportability as well, because she's giving the damage amplifying with her ultimate, and just applying slow all the time is going to be huge for her. So she brings so much to the table, guys. She is a little bit squishy on the physical defensive side, but her magical defense is actually really good, and all her other stats are actually really good. And she's going to bring a lot of damage to the table. The only thing about that you have to keep in mind is for her passive, for it to be able and active at all times, you want to make sure you want to have her over 70%. So if you see her drop down to 70%, she won't have that extra damage that she's going to be getting from the magic damage. But even if they do bring her down 70%, her active attacks still give her the ability to go ahead and attack and get out of there. And that mobility is just so good. So I see this character being so good in every piece of the content. Before, I was actually doubting that she'll be good against those singular bosses that are just there, but to be honest, she has PvE abilities that back that up, where even if you have slow on the boss, which is pretty useless on big bosses that don't move, You will, if you put that passive buff on you that gives you 20% more damage if they have slow, she actually becomes very useful. And she has some very hard hitting moves with sealing abilities, and she does magic defense shred. This unit is pretty insane, and honestly it's one of the top picks I would say to go for in the beginner banners. So I would recommend getting either Sigrid or Lina. Go for those two, you can't go wrong with either of those. And then for your third one, you go for Nola. I did a showcase on Nola already, guys, so you guys can go check that out if you haven't. But yeah, she is super strong and on par with Sigrid. If not, honestly, I think she might be even better than Sigrid, just by a little bit, but they're definitely high up there in tier. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jada. I'm out. Peace.